Anybody that jumps on. Tarot charms or mini mediumship readings are available. So if you guys want one, drop your name in the comments, and that is how you get one. I'm going to make sure that I have my laptop set up so I can actually read your comments better because I can't see so well on here. So let me open that up really quick before we get going. So we're going to do some free readings tonight. I don't always do free ones during lives, but I am going to do them tonight. So if you're interested, all you got to do is drop your name in the chat box. If you guys are wanting to purchase a reading, if you don't want just like 1 or 2 cards or little mini stuff, you can purchase a whole reading tonight. Let me type that in the chat, how you book one of those. So you go to my Linktree and you send the payment through either PayPal or Cash App or Zelle. And then once we do that, it's first come, first serve. So let me type that in here real quick because I forgot to. It's also linked in my bio or in the description box of all the videos. Okay, let me pin that in here. Boop. There we go. Okay. So now I'll be able to actually see you guys' comments on here. All right, so I'm going to start with some collective readings. I'm going to pull some charms as well. So let's see, what is it? Not next week. Starting on the 29th of December, you guys' year ahead prediction videos will be up for all 12 zodiac signs. So each sign is going to have its own video for the whole year. Okay, so they're anywhere from 15 to like 30-ish minutes long for the whole year. We go month by month and we kind of pull out what the year of 2026. So check those out. They start on the 29th. They're going to go by elements. So by the first of the year on New Year's Day, all of them will be up and available. So we're going to start with fire signs on the 29th, water signs on the 30th, air signs on the 31st, and earth signs on the 1st on New Year's. Okay, so all 12 are already recorded. They're already ready to go. It took 4 or 5 days for me to do all of those videos, so it was a lot of work. So I hope you guys enjoy them. There's oracle cards, tarot cards, charm, channeled messages in all of the zodiac readings for the year ahead. So I loved that. That was a lot of fun, but a lot of work. So I won't do that on a monthly basis because it's just too much work for me to do. But on like a yearly basis where I plan it out ahead of time, I absolutely would love to do some longer readings like that. So what I do in a personal one-on-one, if you book with me for tarot, you're going to get it in a video. So I feel like a lot of you guys don't see me enough to really know that I do personal readings all the time. Hello, welcome in. So what I do for a personal one-on-one, you book that through my email. So you send me an email, you tell me if you want charms, tarot, or mediumship, or all 3, or 2 of them, or whatever, okay? So it's an a la carte menu, meaning you can pick what you want. It's not a bundle package that you have to have. You can pick what you want. So those are important to mention. So I do all sorts of different types of tarot readings. I do general readings, love readings, spiritual guidance, shadow work, twin flame type readings, all sorts of things. So very important that you guys know I do a lot of different types of tarot readings. I'm also a medium, so I channel information. So if you're trying to connect to like somebody that's passed away in spirit, that's no longer alive, I do that. So that's a mediumship reading. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that I do different types of stuff. Charms are quite literally little charms. We pull out stuff and we read what's in there. So those are the different types of readings that I offer. How you book those? You shoot me an email. You tell me what type of reading you're looking for. If it's mediumship, it's really important that you don't tell me any background information about you or the person you're trying to connect to. I do better if I read cold. So that means that the only background information I want from you is your email, because I have to send you the link to your video to watch it, your first name, what you prefer to be called, and your payment. And that's it. Those are the only 3 things that I get from you, and then I do all the work behind the scenes. If I'm channeling for mediumship, for a personal one-on-one. I take notes. I write down everything that comes through and you get a copy of that. I send a picture with your email to view your video. So that's what that is. For tarot, it's different. It's simply just cards, and I channel information when I read tarot as well. So you will see that I do some of that when I read for the collective as well. If it's a charm reading, it's literally I shuffle the charms, grab out charms, and I read what's in my hand, and that's a charm reading. So we're doing all 3 of those tonight. However, I need to preface by saying they're all mini readings unless you purchase one tonight. So charms, whatever I happen to pull out. Tarot, it's only going to be about 3 or 4 cards. Mediumship, it's only a couple of minutes, whatever comes through. Okay, they're free tonight unless you want a longer one, then those are purchasable. The link that I pinned is how you actually gain access to that. Okay, so that's what we're doing tonight. So I'm not going to be sticking with TikTok for sure. So at the end of December, I will make an announcement over there that I'm leaving, and I will only be over on YouTube solely. I don't have any other social media. So if you guys are like, oh, hey, I'll see you on, I'm not on anything else, just those 2. And I've just decided that since it's not growing, since there's really no interaction, I'm just going to say enough is enough. I've invested too much time over there to just keep going. So I'm just done. So we're going to move forward. What is your message to the world? That I want everybody to find peace, love, and happiness. That's my message to the world. Hello, hello, welcome in. Can you show me out because it's my birthday? Happy birthday. I didn't see your name. Is it Araceli? Very pretty name. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a good birthday. Hope there's no drama or anything crazy. All right, let's see. Oh, why is it holding messages? Oh my God. No, definitely not on that website. Thanks. Okay, so we're going to get started with some collective readings. And then if you guys are wanting to purchase a reading or wanting to get a reading tonight, drop your first name in the comments, and it's first come, first serve. So if you really want a reading and you can't afford one tonight, they are free. Unless you would like to actually purchase a longer one, you have the ability to do so. All right, so we're going to start with some tarot. So let's see, what is today? The 20th, right? 20th? I never know. I'm always like, it's so behind on what day it is. That's the story of my life. So let's see, what is the energy from now till the end of December? We have strength, okay? Somebody could be a Leo or dealing with the Leo. Ooh, 10 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like holidays are going to be a little trying for somebody in the collective. I feel like it's going to take a lot of patience. I feel like it's going to be, something that you're going to need to really not bite off more than you can chew is what they're giving me. There's something about a dysfunctional family dynamic or a broken home creating a lot of conflict. There could have been some neglect going on. And so you might be like the cycle breaker. Interesting. So there could definitely be some cycles that you are trying to heal. Some of those being financially. I feel like some of you are trying to build a life that you can be proud of, that you're happy about, right? New beginnings. Love that. So what I'm really getting is if you've cut off family because they're toxic, then there's nothing saying that you have to make an appearance. Just stay away. But if it's something that you feel like you really have to do for some reason, then know that you have changed and they unlikely have. So that's going to take some strength on your part. I feel like you don't want to back down. You definitely want to be careful of your boundaries. Don't let people in that only hurt you, things like that. And there is some finances that are changing for the better. So you might have enough to bless other people. They're giving me 2 things. Angel trees, so somebody might give to charity. They're also telling me that you're somehow going to be a blessing financially to other people, and it's not going to hurt you any. You've put in the hard work, so Spirit's trying to reward that. There's some celebratory news that's coming in. We also have some illusions or some truth that's going to be shed, and Spirit's got your back. So know that anything that's been deceptive or negative around you, it's going to be found out so that you can make adjustments going forward. Interesting. One more. Ooh, 6 cups. So you might be closing some chapters on the past relationships. There could be a lot of memories that kind of come back, especially this time of year. So decide whether it's worth investing or not. And if it's not, go in a new direction. Shift your perspective. Try new things. I do think you have somebody in your energy that's really charismatic, a natural leader. I feel like this person somehow helps you. Could be financially, could be like a boss or something, so that you're able to find some balance and quit juggling things. Lots of forward progress from now until the end of the year. So I feel like some of you are moving, traveling, relocating, purchasing a vehicle, and there's lots of creativity and positive changes coming in for growth. So next 2 weeks are going to be really kind of pivotal or changing moments. And I feel like it's going to take some strength to overcome some of these challenges, but you've got this as long as you're willing to put in the work. Interesting. All right. What does that say? Sent 5,000. Where'd you send it? Because I don't believe that for a hot second. If you did, I would be thoroughly amazed because my readings are not that expensive. So where did you supposedly send that, Mr. Waffles? I would love it, but I highly doubt it. Okay, let's see. Maybe if we don't flip the deck all goofed up. There we go. Okay, so we're going to pull some charms. What's the energy around the end of December? Okay. Ooh, interesting. Somebody needs to keep hope alive that things can turn around for the better. Hi, Bridie. Good to see you. So there's something to do with like infinite. They're giving me the word abundance. So I feel like you need to keep hope alive that things can change for the better. And it says, I want to believe. We have a little alien in a spaceship there. Maybe some of you definitely believe in aliens. I do. I think we're not the only species on the planet. Okay, there could be some wedding bells. These are hard to see. Apologies. There's a glare with the lamp there. So wedding bells, somebody could be getting married. We have the little I can, little plaque there. Something in your life is made with love. I know this one's not going to show up. It's tiny. Made with love. I think some of you guys are going to be getting married before the year is out or very early in the new year. I feel like that's something coming in. We have a camel. There could be some connection to like holding or hoarding resources, right? Camels drink gallons and gallons of water to sustain them through the desert. So there could be some connection to a camel. We have a purse. Maybe somebody's being gifted a new handbag. Could also be money coming in. We also have the Caduceus, so someone could work in the medical field. Could be some healing going on. We have a heart that's missing half of it. So it's almost like this person is completing the other half of that. Interesting. I do think there's some love connections that are coming in. We have a little deer, so like Bambi, all innocent, cute, and sweet. What else? We have the throat chakra, so needing to speak up, communication. Spirit wants you to know that your love is alive. So I do think there's love coming in for you guys. We have a dragonfly. So evolution, change, growth, transition, all those things. And we have a lizard. So there could be some connection to certain specific animals. Where I live, it's too cold for lizards. We don't have lizards in the wild out here, but certain places definitely do. We have 3 letters. We have J, L, and S. Let's see if I can show these. J, L, and S. Those could be somebody's initials as well. So I feel like you need to believe in love again. You need to believe in miracles because I do think that this is something that's going to change for the better. So that's what a charm reading looks like. And then mediumship, I literally just channel information and messages. So I do that when I read everything. It's like always on. It's something that I just do. So if you guys are interested in any of that, drop your first name in the comments and then tell me what type of reading you want. They are free tonight, or you have the ability to purchase one should you want to. Looney. I liked Looney Tunes. They were fun. That was one of my favorite cartoons. Hi to everybody. All right, so anybody that's watching, if you guys want to get a reading, either cards, tarot, or charms, drop your first name in the chat and let me know which one you want. We won't be on here super long tonight, but we will be on for a little while to do some quick readings. I also have a giveaway up on the channel that nobody's commented on yet. I was like, what the heck? So I know it's holiday season. Everybody's busy. They got a million things going on. I get that. So I try and do giveaways around holidays so you guys can get, you know, a free reading should you want one. And no one's commented on it yet. I was like, huh, that's interesting. So it's up on the page in the shorts category if you guys want to do tarot, mediumship, or charms. It's all mini readings for those. Same thing. You just comment on the post, tell me which one you want in your first name, and I do a video reply back to you guys. So pretty easy. There's no real strings attached other than you need to be subscribed to the channel to get one. And yes, I can tell whether you are or not. Short of that, drop your first name and which one you want, and that's it. So it's going to be up until the 23rd, so it'll be up until Tuesday, and then that's it for the holiday giveaway. And then I have 2 new podcast episodes. One's going to air tomorrow, and then the next one will air on the 28th, a week later. So those will be our last 2 podcasts for the season, for the year. So that's crazy. And then in January, we're going to start all new ones. So I've changed my thumbnail for the podcast. So it was a lotus flower. Now it is an open road. It's like just a 2-lane little road and some scenery. So I changed it. So if you're like, what the heck is this? I changed it. I do that periodically because I get bored of shit. So any of that stuff. You are so welcome, Bridie. So if you want to do readings tonight, we are doing personals for free, or you can purchase one. It's totally up to you. And if nobody wants a reading, it's going to be a really short live because I was trying to connect with you guys to do some readings for you. So anybody that wants one, tarot, charms, or mediumship, those are the options. I just need your first name to connect, and that's it. Tell me which one of the 3 that you want, and we'll get started. Bridie, are you wanting any cards, charms, or mediumship tonight? Or anybody in the room? I know sometimes there's people that are watching that aren't actually in the chat. So if you want readings, now is the time to ask for them. Otherwise, we're going to be real short live. So cards. Okay, we're going to give you about 4 cards. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's see. Ooh, okay. So first card out, 3 of Wands. There's something you've been waiting on for a really long time. Part of me feels like you need to set yourself free from something. That's not often energy that I would get from that card, but I feel like there's almost this instance of being held back or restricted in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so we have a lot of waiting going on, and then we have the Hanged Man energy. So definitely feeling like stuck, restricted, adjustments needing to be made, right? Needing to see things a little bit differently, but really in this limbo energy. And I'm a person who really doesn't like limbo. I like black and white, definitive answers. I don't like being suspended and waiting for things. So Spirit is asking you to start planning or setting some goals for the future. So I feel like there's some opportunities that could be coming in for you. Now is a really great time to like try and manifest, but I would consider starting the goals first. Hello, I see you. So plan or set some goals, keep a positive mindset, but come up with kind of, and I won't call it like a to-do list. I won't call it like a New Year's resolution, things like that, but just goals, short, medium, and long-term goals for the next year, and kind of how you plan on achieving those said goals. Okay, that's going to be important for you because I feel like there's some big changes that are coming in for you. So act accordingly, right? Some massive changes, upheaval, catastrophes, rebuilding, or a revelation, right? Maybe the revelation is in what needs to change. What's keeping you stuck? What are some things that you don't like in your life right now? And how do you plan on making some adjustments? Because I always feel like a tower can be avoided, but at the same time, a tower is needed when we won't budge, right? When we need to make changes. So Spirit's trying to show you what's keeping you stuck sometimes is ourselves. And if we can make adjustments or we can see things differently, then it's like, oh, okay. So if that one thing changes, then it's like a domino effect, right? Things start to actually kind of line up or change course so that we get back on track with things. So I feel like Spirit's trying to cause you to like change course on something that's not working out so well in your life. So where do you need to set some goals and where do you need to make some changes? And now's a great time to start kind of deciding what that looks like or what changes you need to make or what goals you want to achieve in your next 12 months. So I think I'm really picking up like February, March timeline is when you're going to start to see things actually really change for you, because that's technically our new year, right? With the spring equinox in March, April-ish is when things really do start to change. So the energy starts to shift from like cold and winter, doom and gloom, all this negative stuff, or being stuck inside, and then it shifts into like spring and renewal. And so I feel like that's really when you're going to start to see some of these things change. All right. Any questions for me, hon? And I know there's a delay on here. This is so weird. So YouTube now has these like little Q&A things that you can add to the chat, I guess. That just popped up on my screen. I'm like, what is that? It says that you can add silly stuff. So, okay. You're so welcome. Yeah, so let me know how things go. I feel like collectively speaking, I feel like there's going to be a lot of big changes this next year. So this year, 2025, is the year of the wood snake in Chinese astrology. And next year, we go into the year of the fire horse. And so it's a big difference in energy. Snakes are a lot slower. This year was about shedding, getting rid of things that aren't good for us, things that don't align with us. And so we've gone through this major transition, okay? And so as we close out this year, we're heading into a year full of freedom and abundance and passion and movement, right? Horses are very fast. And so we're going to start to see the trajectory of things change quickly going forward next year. So our technical new year starts in about February, March, about mid-February, about the 19th or so. So that's when we're really going to start to see some of this forward progress that you hear people talking about. That's when it really starts to kind of kick off, because that's when the actual new year starts. So we shall see. I'm hoping that things do turn around, because this year has been, it has just been exhausting. It's like I cannot wait for it. Although, what was it? I want to say yesterday, as the moon was moving into Capricorn, I felt a whole lot better. Like I had just been so exhausted the last few weeks, and finally starting to feel like energy's picking back up again. Just like my mood in general just felt so much lighter, so much better. Hiccups I always get for confirmation. So just the energy in general is starting to shift and change. So we love to see it. We want it to be better energy. All right. Anybody else that wants a couple of free cards, charms, or mediumship, drop your name in the comments and let me know. I promise I don't bite. I can't bite you through a screen. I'm harmless. I won't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. I do all my readings to help people. That's always my goal in mind every time I do a reading, no matter who or what it's for. So I consider myself a healer. My spiritual gifts I use to help other people figure out what's keeping them stuck so they can make some forward progress in their own life. So that is what I do. That is my whole mission work for why I'm here. Anybody? Not seeing anyone in the chat. Okay, so we're gonna get another collective reading, and then we're gonna see what the energy is. Ooh, yeah, that would explain a lot. So 10 of Swords energy, this year has felt like this, right? Backstabbing, betrayal, hitting rock bottoms, survival mode, things like that. So we're severing ties with that, right? This year, done, over with. Tower in reverse. So we could have some big changes that are needed, but we could be feeling kind of trapped, or there's lots of delays around these changes. So the Hermit is signaling that we need some inner work or some shadow work, maybe meditation, maybe we need some time by ourselves. I also feel like we've waited a very long time for some of these things to change, and the Three of Wands is a card telling us that we're headed towards our freedom, which we know because next year is the fire horse. So lots of things changing. We're going to have to ask ourselves some questions towards the end of this year about what are we going to continue investing in and what do we need to release, because there's some things in our life that probably need to go. So I always like to use the example of energetically clearing out your closet. You know, we go through changes in life. Maybe things that we used to really enjoy, we don't like anymore. Maybe they don't fit us. Maybe they're just not us anymore, right? Maybe we just need a whole bunch of new things because what we have is falling apart, however that happens to work. So what are you investing in that is not bearing fruit? and what do you need to release because it's dead weight? Okay, so that's an important question to ask yourself. So there's something that could pay off, but it's going to take more time. The question is it worth the investment or not? And if it's not, it's time to release that going forward, because there's some new opportunities that are starting to come in. So we want the new opportunities, right? Leo energy, so it could be summertime when some of this comes in for you. Usually it's sooner than that, but the possibility of marriage, that would also be a really big change in your life, right? If you go from single to being married, that's a big change. So we have decisions to make. You're at some sort of crossroads. So if you're worried about it, I feel like you need to do some shadow work and figure out why. Why are you worried about it? Is it really the right person? Is it the right time? Things like that. But we've got to face the fear and make some sort of decision, because indecision's still a decision. All right, so we're going to get our confidence back. Really independent energy. Some of you guys might be deciding that that's not for you, and that's okay too. If it's not something you want, go in a different direction. Some of you are also going to be manifesting more money. The Queen of Wands is a master manifester, so she literally brings things from the ethers into her 3D reality. So you could be making some sort of charitable donation to somewhere or somebody. I also feel like you need to share the wealth if you have it. All right, the Eight of Swords is a card of overthinking. So we want to let go of the overthinking. We need to just kind of like calm the anxiety in our mind, and that can be easier said than done. So if you realize that you're overthinking something that maybe doesn't warrant that, then how can we break that habit or that cycle? Because that's usually what it is, okay? So rest could be a big indication of why we're overthinking. So if you're burnt out and exhausted, take some downtime for yourself. But I do think somebody is actually contemplating getting married. They're looking for something that's stable, something that's happy, that's fulfilling. And I feel like whoever this person is, you've done a lot of work on yourself, but you're also in the process of letting go of things that you don't want to continue. So for some of you, this could be like ending a relationship or a marriage. But for others of you, I feel like it's the coming together in union with somebody. But again, we have to decide, do we want that more than our independence? And for some of you, it's a hard pass. You'd rather stay single and independent. And for others of you, you are longing for that connection. I want to grab a couple of charms. Yeah, so there will be some endings. This is a skull ring, so I do feel like there's some endings. Maybe that's the big change for some of you. This person could be spying on you. We have Snoopy there, so there could be some spying energy. Somebody's going through a major evolution with the butterfly, right? So we know that we're never going to be the same again once this is complete. There's also some things that are coming to light, little dragonfly, things being found out. So we're going to need to adapt, to change, and heal, right? Some of this could be the Tower in reverse, where we feel really trapped. We're trying to avoid a disaster. We're trying to avoid blowups and things like that. So the fear is actually holding you back. You are about to elevate, go in a totally different direction. So I do think it's going to happen quickly, right? Rockets are pretty darn fast. And we're going to say no to like all these things that we don't want, right? Severing ties. For some of you, it could be a breakup, things like that. But we've already hit rock bottom at some point this year collectively. So the only way to go is up. All right, what else do we have? Ooh, we have the brain. So I do think some of you are going to come up with some new ideas, maybe creative ways of doing things, maybe inventions, things like that. Big brain ideas, as my kids like to call it. We have the letter B, could be significant in yours or somebody around you's name. And we have share. So I love how Spirit is trying to encourage us. Apologies, that doesn't show up really great. Is trying to share what we have, share the wealth. You are going to have more money coming in. So pay raise, promotion, job change, things like that, enough to be able to be a blessing to somebody else in your world. So I feel like it's going to be big changes towards the end of this year, right? We're in the tail end of 2025. We literally have, what, like 10 or so days left, right? Today's the 20th, so like 11 days left of this year. And then we're done. We're done with all of the, shedding and all of the purging that we've needed to do. I do feel like Spirit will, tell us if we have other things that aren't serving us. But In the meantime, I feel like we just need to focus on the bigger picture. What is it that we want to achieve going forward? Because we always have goals, or we should always have goals going forward. So what are they? You know, are there things that you really like map out going forward? Sometimes I do that. I haven't done that in a long time. Maybe I should. But there's been times in my life where I literally got out a pen and a paper and I wrote out all these goals that I wanted to achieve for myself. Vision boards are really good. So if you don't know what that is, think of like a collage, like a photo collage. You can use old magazines and things like that. And what you do is you cut out different pictures that kind of, when you look at it, will make you think of these goals that you're trying to achieve. So for an example, let's say I wanted a brand new Mercedes or something crazy. I would try and find a picture of said car and I'd put it on a vision board. So every time I looked at that, it would be like a positive affirmation for me to go, oh yeah, that's one thing I'm trying to bring in. Now I did that many years ago when I was in college, and it was one of our teachers said, you know, try this. It's a really cool way to try and like meet your own personal goals, things like that. So we spent a couple of days and we were cutting out all these pictures and everything. One of them was that I wanted to be able to buy a house. I wanted a better car. I don't even think I had a car at the time. I think I was riding public transportation. So I wanted a car. I wanted a house. I wanted to dress better. I wanted to like eat better food, things like that, all these things, right? And how do I remember that like 15, 16 years ago? Because it was important goals for me. So I remembered them. Now, I've achieved some of those goals and some of them not yet, right? But it can be a really long-term goal. Maybe there's some things that take you 10 years to achieve, right? Maybe some things take longer. Who cares the time frame as long as you achieve what you set out to achieve? So that's the point. So basically, if you wanted to set up a, Spirit's giving me a goal sheet, yes, that too, but a vision board, then you could create it any way that you want to. I've even seen places in town have like these vision board nights where they provide all these supplies and everything. You go with a group of people or by yourself. I think some of them serve like cocktails and stuff. So it could be really fun. And then you create this board of goals basically that you want to achieve. And then you're actively like looking at it. Pinterest would be another way that you could do things like that, right? I don't use a bunch of other social media, so I'm not positive, but there's a gazillion ways that you could achieve that. You could write it down on pen and paper. Sometimes I write it on bay leaves and I actively burn it and manifest it at certain times of the year, things like that. So there's a bunch of ways that you could do things like that. Do what works best for you. If you've never tried a vision board, they're kind of fun. I haven't made one in years. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Nobody really reads magazines anymore, right? So where would you get a bunch of magazines? You'd have to spend money on all that stuff and then you're cutting them up. So I don't know. We always just used old ones that were lying around. So that's one way to do it. I mean, there could be a gazillion different ways. You could piece together different things that you save off of social media accounts and things like that. Save them to your favorites file or whatever you do. Back them up to your cloud so you have them for later. Screenshot them. I don't know. However you choose to do that. But a vision board is definitely something that can help you achieve those goals. Can't wait till the year is over. Me too. Me too. I feel like we get that way every year towards the end of the year, but this one feels especially heavy. It's just the energy of it. We were in a 9-year. So if you add up all the digits, 2 + 2 is 4 + 5 is 9. So 9 doesn't reduce down. It's simply 9. So in tarot, 9 is where you're almost to completion. 10 is completion in tarot. So in a 9-year, it's all about shedding, right? Which makes sense. It was the year of the wood snake and snakes shed their skin. So there's lots of things that Spirit is trying to show us. Hey, they don't work anymore. Hey, it's got to go. You got to get rid of that stuff because it's dead weight. It's dragging you down. And then there's new opportunities that come in its place. Next year, the astrology is really good for like money, career, advancements, forward progress, and it picks up a lot of speed. So what's really crazy is we go from this year where we feel like we're dragging lead, basically. Everything's heavy, everything's hard, everything's harder than it should have been. We had a ton of planets in retrograde. We had like 6 planets that were retrograde all at the same time. that will absolutely wreak havoc on everybody on the planet. So we had a lot of hurdles this year, but I feel like we also learned a lot, and so we're better off for it in the end. So the other thing with next year is that the numerology is a 10, which reduces down to 1. Okay, so we go from an ending to a new beginning. And so at the end of this year, all the way through until February, March, when the new year actually starts, that's when we're going to see this closure, right? This chapter of just, it's so hard. And then we've shed all of that nastiness. And then, yes, exactly, the year of the horse. So things are transitioning. Freedom, speed, accomplishments. So set those goals from now until like mid-February, March. Set the goals that you want to achieve next year, because it's going to help you to actually gain that momentum to figure out what you want to do. So I think it's a great time, like winter, you know, when things are still and quiet and there's less demands on us to like leave the house, because it's where I live, it gets cold, although we've had snow one time, so we really need some moisture here. But there's going to be some changes, so I'm excited to see what those are. The big one that Spirit's highlighting for me is jobs and careers for the collective. Some of us are going to be changing what we do for a living in the best way possible, like being able to follow our passions or our calling or things like that. So there's some positive changes that are definitely coming in the career sector, or career shifts, career changes. I also feel like for somebody in the collective, there's going to be the emphasis on public speaking is going to be a big one. Now, when you guys watch your year ahead predictive readings, I break it down into a lot more finite details for each of the 12 signs, but there's going to be some major changes going on in the collective. So I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to see them all. Again, those start playing on the 29th by element. So fire, water, air, and earth in that order. So Monday the 29th is when they start at 6 p.m. my time, Mountain Standard Time. It's currently 8:11 p.m. in case you're wondering. So if you want a notification for that, go and turn your notifications on so that you get notified when it's getting ready to play. And then they will all be done playing on the 1st of January. So I set it up that way on purpose. Those are the only readings that are going to be up on the channel for that week. They are definitely more in depth. So again, they're about 15 to 30 minutes-ish long per sign. So it took me about 4 or 5 days to get all the readings done. So as much as I would love to do that every single week, I just don't have the energy. My voice was really sore afterwards. Like, it was just too much talking for me. So I'm going to keep doing some things that are in shorter categories for that reason. So I have been testing some things out on the channel that I wanted to see what you guys would engage with. So on Sundays, I think I'm going to post sign-specific week-ahead readings in the shorts. So they're up to like 3 minutes in length. And those have gotten hundreds of views, which I'm really impressed with. Other stuff that I post that's longer has also been getting a lot of views, which is really awesome. So if you guys see something and it really resonates with you or you really like it, please like, comment, and share if you want to do so, okay? That means the world to me because it helps my tiny little channel get some traction and get out there. And my goal is always to help spread knowledge and to share messages that hopefully help you heal. Hello from Pakistan. Wow, all the way across the globe. Hello, how are you? What time is it over there in Pakistan? That's crazy. I always love when people from all the way across the globe comment because it's like, you never know who's watching you. It's always so cool. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some new energy coming in. Just got a new job. Congratulations. Love that. Especially this time of year, right? Who couldn't use a new job this time of year? In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I used to have family out there once upon a time. I don't know if they still live out there, but that's cool. Are you guys getting a lot of snow this time of year? I'm in Colorado. We haven't had any in weeks. We need some. So they've been turning our power off up north of me, like an hour and a half north of me in Denver. They've been doing random power outages because our fire danger is so high because we've had zero moisture and we have old power grids. And so they've been like randomly with the high winds kind of blowing power lines and starting random fires. So crazy weather we've been having. 8:13 a.m. So you are literally 12 hours difference from us. It's 8:13 p.m. my time here. Doing good though, otherwise. Just did. Awesome. So, yeah, there's lots of changes that we're going to start to see. Definitely a lot of positive changes in the collective we're going to start to see. So I'm really excited for you guys to watch your yearly predictions. I did that, I want to say like a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago that I did that. And I don't know if anybody ever goes back and like checks the videos from the previous year to see like if anything came out of that, like did that happen for you, things like that. I do every once in a while. I'll go back to an old video and be like, huh, that stuff actually happened. That's cool. I like it when the predictions actually happen. So that's neat. 10:14 p.m. So yeah, you're on the East Coast, so 2 hours ahead of us over here. Yes, I had family on the East Coast once upon a time. Most of them are not alive anymore, unfortunately, but I have some friends on the Eastern Seaboard, so every once in a while I have to look at the clock and go, wait a minute, how late is it? Is it too late to message this person? Because it might be in the middle of the night. Because I had friends that lived in like California on the West Coast. I had people that I knew on the East Coast, people in the middle of the United States. So I always have to check those time zones. I wish we could be on like what would you even call that? Where everybody's on the same time. It would sure make life easier, but it doesn't work out that way because of how the sun rises and sets. So it is what it is. Sure would make life a lot less complicated. All right. Did anybody who's watching want to get charms, tarot, or mediumship? Personal readings are free this evening for mini readings. You just need to put your first name in the chat. Should you want one and which one you want. So charms are quite literally our little charm basket. Tarot is the cards, okay? And mediumship is me. I do the channeling for that. Francesca, do you want tarot, charms, or mediumship? May Allah grant you success in everything your heart desires. May you stay happy and blessed, and may all your worries come to an end. Appreciate you. Thank you. Charms. Love that. Okay, let's see what we've got. Hey, there's my hat. I just made this one the other day, like yesterday, if I remember right. I have my little poof up there. It's sparkle yarn. Can you see the sparkles in there? Cute. Love it. So this one's brand new. Just made it. Okay, charms. What do we have for Francesca? Ooh, we got quite a few of them. Okay. There might be something that is coming together for you with this little buckle. Okay, there might be specifically what I'm picking up with that is that there could be two people that are joining together. We do have a ring. It is a skull ring. There could be some Scorpio energy. There's also an ending, right? They're telling me ending of the single life. So that could be really big for you. There's also a furry friend, cat or dog, that is somehow significant in your world. We have a unicorn. So the biggest thing I pick up with unicorn energy is that they are mysterious. They can also be very magical, but kind of hard to reach. So that could be somebody's energy around you as well. Almost also get the sense with a unicorn that there could be some mystery. Maybe there's somebody, especially like Scorpio energy always stands out to me like that there could be a Scorpio that is kind of mysterious. They do tend to have that energy about them. Let's see, we have a little cat here, so there could be a cat that's important. We have Saturn. Okay, Saturn is the ruler of things like karma and discipline, routines, and it was retrograde for a long time this year, several months. I believe it's now currently direct, so we're going to start to see like changes in our schedules and things like that. Spirit needs you to be present. Okay, this says here. So whatever's going on in your life, be present. Don't be... My spirit guide doesn't have a filter, so apologies. I'm not trying to offend anyone. He says, don't be an airhead. Come back to earth and ground your body. Don't be out in the ethers, so don't be an airhead. They want you to get grounded, that it's really important. I do think that there is somebody that has really strong feelings for you. Lots of love there. Kind of... what is the right word? Like exuding love, or like overflow. That's the right word. Overflow of love. So there could be some things going on with that. We have a little caterpillar. So you could be on the beginning stage of your spiritual evolution, okay? And so a caterpillar turns into what? Typically it's a butterfly, and you can't go backwards once that evolution has happened. So there's some things going on internally that you are going to feel as a result of this change and transformation. We have the measuring tape. So there's something to do with... Okay, they're giving me two things with this. One is that you measure up, so don't ever let people make you feel like you're less than. Okay, that's important. And that there's something to do with measurements for clothing or alterations being needed. Interesting. Could be like a wedding dress, perhaps. All right, we have a feather, so you could find a feather in your path. They are playing... What is that old song? Let me see if I can get it. So when I channel, I hear all sorts of stuff. It's like you turned on a radio station and it's just la la la, tons of stuff. Old MacDonald, and specifically he put a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. I don't know why that would be significant. Maybe there's small children around that are singing that, but that was interesting. Spirit wants to remind you that it's you versus you. There is no competition, okay? So all of the struggles that we're feeling, most of them are internal, so don't make it bigger than it needs to be. There's something to do with stars. Stars are symbols of hope and wish fulfillment, so you could have a hope or a wish fulfillment coming in. We have the tooth fairy, so somebody could be losing a tooth or need a dental checkup. That might need to be a priority. We have an eye. So lots of knowledge, okay? This always makes me think of the third eye. That's a chakra in the center of your forehead that allows you to communicate, receive messages from spirit. So when I channel, that's where the information comes from. And we have a train. So they're showing me like a train around a Christmas tree, but this is also a symbol for travel. So whether it's plane, trains, or automobiles, there's some sort of travel going on for you going forward. We have I love baseball, so somebody might play baseball. It might be a favorite sport. Maybe you're going to attend a baseball game. We have a little Dachshund, a little wiener dog, so that could also be significant. Dogs in any shape or size could be significant. And we have a sun, so this is about new beginnings, union, fresh starts, joy, happiness, accomplishments. So I would say it's shaping up to be pretty good. So pets are significant, cats and dogs, furry friends. We also have travel, love coming in. You might be breaking something off, but something new is also coming in its place. You have lots of fresh starts and new beginnings. So like what they're telling me is that you need to not be so rigid and structured about how you meet people. If you're single, they want you to be open to new possibilities. You might even meet somebody like at a dog park or something, like socializing. You might actually just bump into somebody and hit it off. So I do think you have the potential for a very loving connection coming in for you as well. Interesting. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. So let me catch up with this. All right, so Jean would like mediumship. Let's see, single, there's a cat in my house. Okay, destiny is shining on your hat. Love that. It's all my little sparkles. It's sparkle yarn. I put that in there on purpose to make it look shiny when the light hit it. So I'm glad it shows up. That's perfect. Okay, so yes, we are doing free readings tonight. If you guys want one, drop your first name and what you want, tarot charms or mediumship. You have to pick one of the three and your first name. Okay, let's see. Oh, my shirt. I know. It's goofy, isn't it? It's always doing something silly. Okay. Don't really go out, but thank you. I feel like this would be more of you're just kind of living life. Like, let's say you're walking your dog or whatever in the neighborhood, and maybe you meet somebody just walking their dog. Maybe you go to check your mailbox or something, and it's like, oh, hey, whatever. You know, you're going to meet somebody just living life. That's usually how it goes. So let's see, Jean, where is Jean? There she is. Okay, so we said mediumship for Jean. So let's see what we've got for you. The first thing they're giving me is the name El Paso, and they're showing me cactuses, so I'm assuming they are referring to Texas. So there could be some sort of significant connection to El Paso, Texas specifically. They are showing me cactuses, and I can't remember what they're called, but they're the ones with the arms on them that look like, you know, a straight thing here and then the arms coming out. I don't honestly know if they have those there, but there's something to do with cactuses and El Paso being significant coming through for you. They're also giving me like throat issues, specifically having to do with smoking could have been an impact for somebody in your world. I do pick up a female energy. She looks like she would have been on oxygen prior to her passing. So this could have been a mother or a grandmother figure that's coming through. Really picking up like raspy voice. So she might have actually had like throat or lung cancer. And I feel like there is difficulty talking. They keep referring to the center of my throat, and my throat feels really like rough as I'm speaking right now. So there's something going on with somebody that they could still be living, but I feel like they're in spirit, that had issues with smoking and the throat, issues communicating prior to their passing. So that's something that I'm picking up. Let's see if there's anything else. There could be a new addition to your family. I don't say that lightly. It doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody else around you, extended family, children, things like that. But I do see a blue baby blanket. So typically my guides will show me blue or pink. So it could be a male child that's either fresh and new or is due very soon after the new year. I would say they're highlighting February to me. So it could be a February little boy that's coming in. Let's see, they're also giving me the number 23, so it could be the 23rd of February. The 23rd of any month could be significant. 2 or 3, February or March, those could be significant for you as well. They're showing me a lot of excitement, so this will be like a welcomed surprise. I do feel like it's a surprise for somebody though. So maybe somebody doesn't know. Maybe it was like somebody was trying to hide the pregnancy for whatever reason. But I do feel like it is a pleasant surprise when we find out. And I do think it is a male child that's born about February of this next year. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Lauren, love life, whatever comes in. We want mediumship, tarot, or charms, Lauren. I could drink gallons of water and still never have enough right now. Did you want mediumship, Lauren? Okay. Sorry, there's a delay on my end over here. Okay, so we want to know about love life or whatever comes in. Are you still with me? No sense in reading for you if you've left the room. Yes, okay, perfect. Okay. Well, I do see a very tall, well-dressed man. I would say he's well over 6 foot tall, like between 6'3" and like 6'5". He's very tall. He's dressed in what looks like a dark colored trench coat, like a long, dark trench coat. So I feel like he's wearing a suit underneath this coat. He looks very well dressed. He's got a scarf on. He has a hat on. He's in this long black dress coat. Let's see if I can get a visual of his features for you so you know who he is. I do think he has glasses on. He could have like a full beard, but it's very neat, very well kept. He also wears like either a nice watch or a bracelet of some kind on one wrist. I'm trying to tell what color that is. It's metal and it's shiny, but I can't tell if it's silver or gold. Let's see. I feel like you meet this person around holiday activities, but I don't feel like you know this person yet. I feel like you actually encounter them when you're out celebrating holiday festivities. What it looks like to me is like an ice rink or something to do with ice skating, tree lighting ceremonies, could be like sleigh rides, things like that. It's something to do with the holiday festivities for Christmas and New Year's. And there's like cups of some kind of, it feels like hot chocolate or coffee because it's cold and I can see the steam coming out. Interesting. So I feel like you do meet somebody. Let me see if they give me a time frame for if this goes anywhere. Sometimes they do. They're giving me a 5. So it could be 5 months from the time that you meet him that things solidify, or May is significant. You or he could also be a Taurus. So Taurus or Gemini energy. Let's see if there's anything else. So he's very tall, 6'3" to 6'5", very tall. He's dressed in a long dark coat. He's got a scarf on. He's got some sort of either watch or a bracelet on one wrist. He's got glasses. He's got a beard. Very well dressed. And I feel like you either bump into him or meet him casually at some sort of holiday event. Very interesting. Every once in a while they'll give me like initials or a name, but I'm not getting anything, just the physical description for you. So if you're invited to go out and do things, do that, because I feel like you'll meet somebody if you do. And then May is somehow significant. So again, could be somebody's birthday month, could be timing for something else, but 5 is coming through. So I would definitely go out and about if you're a homebody and you don't really socialize or do anything, and somebody's like, hey, we should take them up on the offer. Just go socialize, go see if you happen to meet somebody. Now, I will tell you, I wouldn't like, be eyeballing everybody like, oh, is that the person? Oh, just go live life. When it's meant to happen, it will happen. But I do think you're going to meet somebody within the next several months. By May, I would say by May. But I do think it's going to be around a time when it's cold because he's dressed like the weather is cold. And I feel like I see what looks like an ice rink or like, it looks like snow and ice to me in the background. Like I see decorations, I see people going what looks like an ice rink, skating around. There's a group of people. So I don't feel like it's just the two of you. I feel like there's tons of other people around when you meet this person. But it would be worth your time to kind of investigate whoever this person is. So when you meet them, May is somehow significant. Again, it could be their birthday month. It could be timing for when you meet this person in May. But I feel like it's cold at the time that you meet this person. So that's what I have for you. You're welcome. All right. Anybody else that wants to do charms, tarot, or mediumship, drop your first name. And then we're going to skedaddle out of here. I'll take like 1 or 2 more people if anybody else hasn't gotten read. And then we're going to go for the night. I'm glad some people finally came in to say hi. I feel like I'm always just over here talking to myself. So if I'm live, come say hi. Most of the time we do like either discounted readings or we do mini readings for free. So we're always around. And if you guys ever want to purchase a reading, if I'm not live, because I don't go live all the time over here, you guys can email me to book one of those. And you shoot me an email, you tell me what kind of reading you want. And then once payment's received, my turnaround time is usually within 12 to 24 hours. You get it done in a video, so I don't do like phone calls or anything like that. And it's uploaded privately over here on YouTube, and you have access to it as long as you have the link. If for some reason you lost your link, shoot me an email, tell me, and I will send you the link again. It's no big deal. Do you know my name? I absolutely do, Gisela. What do you want? Do you want charms, tarot, or mediumship? Yes, I know your name. Be pretty bad if I didn't, huh? She's only been around for a couple of years at this point. She's one of my OGs. Mediumship. Okay, let's see what's going on for you. That is a weird one coming through. They're referencing pickles or pickleball. I don't even know what pickleball is. I've heard of it, but I've never played the game. Pickles. What is the reference with pickles? Spirit, what's going on? Salt and pickles? I don't know. Maybe you're munching on some strange snacks. Pickles are coming through. What else is going on? They're showing me what looks like a relish tray, like pickles, olives, veggies. Interesting. And they're laughing. They're saying girl dinner. So maybe that's something you're munching on. All right. What else is going on for Gisela? They're showing me what looks like an old pickup truck. I'm not sure what the make and model would be, but it looks like a really old, I'd say like 1950s, 1960s type of truck specifically. Might be a Ford. It's got like rounded fenders. I just don't know what kind it is off the top of my head. You might see one of these like in town for some reason. Oh, that's funny. Can you see? No, you can't see it. Let's see. See my little truck back there with the tree on the wall? That's kind of what they're showing me in my head right now, is a pickup truck with like a Christmas tree. I know that was like a really big holiday thing last year or the year before. They were all over the place. So you might see one of those. But there's something really specific with, they're referencing the word contest. So maybe there's some sort of contest. I don't know. Do malls still exist out in the world? I haven't been to a mall in a long time. But they're showing me like contests with a large gathering of people. Maybe it's like an outdoor shopping center or an outdoor mall, something like that. But I feel like there's a contest and there's something to do with like maybe you drop your little name slip or whatever into something around this truck. It's a weird one to come through. They're saying stay away from the casino right now. Don't go gambling. Save your money. That you will be blessed in other ways. That's interesting. So they don't want you out gambling right now. They want you to save your pennies. I do pick up a male energy that's in spirit. He's got dark black hair. He's got kind of a mustache. He looks like he has dimples, and he's a joker. He's got like a big sense of humor. I do feel like this could be a father figure that's coming forward for you. There's something to do with dancing. He's showing me dancing. Like, I don't know if that's something that he did or that he really enjoyed. There's something about like moving and shaking, dancing. He's wanting you to like turn up your favorite music and just move a little bit. Even if you can only do a little bit, he wants you to move a little bit. Lots of hiccups coming through. He wants you to smile. He wants you to have fun again. I feel like life's been really boring and really hard. And so he wants you to remember how to have fun. And he's got this really like $1 million smile, and he's got a great laugh. And he wants you to just remember to have fun. Let's see if there's anything else coming through. They're showing me what looks like hopscotch. Childlike sense of fun. Okay, so while you're probably not going to be out playing hopscotch or anything, what they're showing me is that when we were kids, we had fun without worrying about having fun. Now we get older and it's like, oh, that would be fun, but they don't want you to hold yourself back from just enjoying life right now. And so it feels like there's been some sort of restriction as to why you haven't been having fun. Maybe it's finances or whatever. Maybe you feel like, oh, I'm too old for that. No, you're not. If you want to really go do something and it's something that's important to you, find a way to do so. I feel like it's going to be important for you to have that excitement in life again. You know, life's too short to not enjoy it. So whatever that happens to entail, I do feel like there's some sort of large gathering I do see people around what looks like this truck, and I feel like it's a holiday decoration. There's some sort of contest. They want you to enter the contest. So if you come across something like that, fill out the little thing and put your name in, because you might just win it. It could potentially be a new vehicle. They're not giving me a whole lot more with that other than it could be a new vehicle. It does look black in color to me. It looks snazzy. I like it. I think it's an SUV. It's got 4 doors on it. Looks like it's got a hatchback on the rear end. So yeah, if you see one of those and there's a contest, enter to win, enter. You have as good odds as anybody else, but they don't want you playing at the casinos wasting a bunch of money. So they said, don't go to the casinos, find something else to entertain yourself with. But yeah, I do think you're gonna potentially put your name into some sort of contest or drawing. So that's interesting. All right. Yep, Dad. Okay. Let's see. Holiday trays. Yeah, like a fruit or veggie tray. I definitely saw pickles. I love pickles. They're one of my favorites. Oh, no casino, damn it. I know. They want you to save your money. And the reason I think that is because you do have potential to win something. So maybe you need money to like pay the taxes or something on it. I don't know. But yeah, specifically, I'm seeing what looks like the giant no symbol, right? Bright red over like slot machines. No. They're very loud and clear on that one. No gambling right now. They don't want you to do that. Save your pennies. That's literally what I'm hearing. Save your pennies. They want you to save it for something else. So they don't want you doing that. They want you to find something else to do. But I do think there's some sort of contest that you're going to come across. I don't know where this is. It looks like it could be a mall or like a shopping center. But it's like there's a crowd of people because of this vehicle. So I feel like there's people looking at it. And then there's like a contest. Hey, you could win, blah, blah, blah. Fill it out. You got a good as chance as anybody to get one, right? So do it. You never know. You might be the lucky winner. So that would be exciting. But drawing at a casino for a car. Okay, so if you go to a casino and you only fill out for the drawing, that's probably okay. But they said don't gamble. I don't think you're going to win if you're gambling with money. I feel like they want you to steer clear of that. The contest, they want you to enter, but they don't want you to gamble. That's very clear to me. They don't want you to gamble right now. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, I know that's one of your favorite hobbies that you like to go do, but you know, if there's a drawing to win a car, enter for the drawing. Maybe go have dinner or something over there, but don't gamble because they don't want you to right now. They're adamant. Nope, save your pennies. But they do want you to enter the contest, especially if there's a car. So that's the message coming through. All right, we have Carla D. How are you, ma'am? Good to hear from you. Anything for me? Do you want tarot charms or mediumship? So you get to choose. And do you just go by Carla? I always like to ask. Mediumship. Okay, love it. All right, let's see. Oh, that's cute. The first thing they're showing for you, showing to me for you, there we go. Channeling, when I channel, I trip over my own words. It happens all the time. Is a bright orange yellow sunflower. So it's very vibrant in color. It almost looks like it's on fabric to me. That's interesting. This could be like a crochet item. This could be like a quilt, a blanket of some kind, but I see a giant sunflower. I say giant, but I want to say it's about like that big, maybe a little bit bigger. And they're showing me a bright sunflower for you. That's the first thing that's coming through really, really strong. They're also mentioning flower power. I feel like somebody that is around you could partake in, we call it gardening, the adult euphoric greenery. I can't get in trouble over here, but you know what I'm saying. So 420, you know, flower power, all that stuff. So somebody might be a little bit of the hippie, boho persuasion. Me too. You're in good company. So I don't know if that's you or somebody around you, but that's something that I'm picking up. I also see what looks like somebody wearing like a scarf or a bandana in their hair, especially in summer months when it's hot, to keep their hair pulled back. They're mentioning museums, so that might be something that you're thinking of doing or recently did or going to do soon, is going to a museum for like an exhibit. Let's see what else is coming through. They're literally mentioning the words work of art. So there's something to do with art, museums. Maybe you're an artist, maybe you create things like that. Maybe you're gonna go see, they're literally referencing sculptures. So there's something to do with the arts, creating things. I feel like tangible things with your hands, whether it's sculptures, paintings, textiles. There's something to do with this really creative energy around you, and they want you to embrace that. So if that's not like your full-time gig that you don't do, there's something about a pastime or a hobby that they're highlighting with the arts that they want you to get back into. And they're giving me the words break free and break through. So that might actually be a bridge for you to transition from what you're currently doing into something that you really love and be passionate about the work that you do. But I feel like it hinges on like seeing an exhibit or seeing some artwork somehow. That's really specific. Let's see if there's anything else they want you to know. They're showing me the Nike swoosh symbol, and what's the slogan? Just do it. So they want you to get behind whatever this artistic venture or passion project is. I feel like it's been, they're literally saying slumber, right? So it's been dormant for a long time. They want you to wake it up and shake the dust off of it. They're showing me what looks like a painting easel. So there might be something with drawing or painting. And they're referencing landscapes, so maybe that's something that you start with. But there's something to do with art that's going to be really, really important for you in this next year. Maybe you've never thought about doing artwork in any way, shape, or form. There's something that's going to happen that highlights this for you, is what I'm being told. Again, career changes are going to be big things for the collective in 2026. So I never in a million years, when I first started doing this, like I was a hairstylist for years. So I never thought this is what I would be doing, but here we are. So Carla, I do feel like you have some artistic stuff that's going to come through. Artistic, not autistic. They sound similar, totally different. I do think there's something to do with a museum or a gallery and seeing specific like sculptures or paintings that's significant. Maybe you're selling artwork at some point, but very much like following passions or creating art, I feel like could be big this year for you. All resonates with you. Love that. Oh, that makes me so happy. So I love doing readings in real time for that reason, because I get instant feedback and the people watching get to see, hey, she's not full of shit. She ain't blowing smoke up your ass. She's legit. So do I know anything about you other than that you're part of my channel? Nope. I know you've participated in a few of my readings before, and that's all I know about you. So that's why I like to do mediumship stuff for strangers, because then you guys get to see in real time that this is what I do. So if let's just say we're not doing it live and you guys purchase a mediumship session with me outside of the live, right? You shoot me an email, hey, I want a mediumship reading, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the only difference in right now versus one of those is that I'm writing down everything that I'm channeling, and then I record a video and I tell you everything that I saw, and I send that to you privately. That's literally the only difference. So obviously we're doing it in real time. It'll be on playback. You can see your results later, but that's really the only difference. You just get it in real time, and I don't write down stuff because it's in a video right now. So can I ask you about my sister who passed? Yes. So don't give me any details. Don't give me her name or anything. Let me see if I can get anything from her. Okay, so the first thing that's coming through are the words head-on collision. So she could have passed in an accident. Sometimes they show me, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just tell me things. So let me see if I can get anything else. I do see a blonde woman. Looks like she had on a denim jacket in the timeline that she's showing me. She was really a spunky person. I feel like she was potentially a younger sibling. Something about cheerleading could have been significant to her. I do feel like she was a really outgoing person. They're also highlighting that she might have had like Leo placements. So it could have been her sun sign, her moon sign, something like that. Could have been really important. I feel like she had a lot of hair. They're showing me like a lot of hair, really pretty hair. I do think she was blonde at some point. And they're giving me the word tragedy. So I do feel like her passing was unexpected and in a tragic way. I'm not positive that she passed in a car accident, but they did reference a collision. And then they're saying something about retroactive. They're referencing something about like money, paying for something that was retroactive. I'm not exactly sure what it is they're talking about, but it's almost like the payments weren't paid in full. And so there's going to be some sort of retroactive payments on something. That's interesting. They're telling me that you had a lot of questions surrounding her passing. They're referencing the word cheapskate. So I don't know if they're referencing that maybe your sister was a cheapskate. I am too. We're frugal people. It's okay. They're also mentioning the words glimmer of hope. So I feel like you might have been in kind of a dark place since she passed away, and that they want you to find like something in life to actually focus on, to be happy about too. She's really advocating that she doesn't want you to get lost in despair. And that's exactly the word that's coming through, is despair, right? It can be a really dark, lonely place to be. And she says that it's imperative for you to not get lost in despair. That's really important for you to know. All right, let me catch up with what you said here. Never blonde, but a very blonde acting person. Okay, so spirit will show me things in order to get across a message. So whether they physically looked that way or acted that way, there's usually a reason why they come through a certain way. I don't always know what the reason is, but usually it'll click. So you're saying that she acted very blonde, right? Kind of ditzy, kind of silly. So they know how to get the point across. Lots of hair. Yes, lots of questions. Okay. Is there a specific question you want me to try and get an answer from her for you? If it's something specific. Because I feel like she says that you have lots of questions. So is there anything specific that you can put on there that I can try and answer from her? Okay, let's see. Thank you, Abigail. Appreciate you. Was her passing an accident or on purpose? I strongly am getting that it was an accident. I do feel like there was some extenuating circumstances. I do feel like she had some issues with like mental health or depression, but I don't think she was to the point where she would have done anything to hurt herself. She loved her family very much. I'm getting chills everywhere. I feel like if she had children, she would have never done that to them. That's something that like they really mattered to her. She wouldn't have done something like that. So she's very, very emphasizing to me, no, I didn't hurt myself. So she wants you to know that no, she did not do any sort of self-harm or self-infliction. I do feel like she was struggling a little bit. I mean, we all kind of get to that point at some point in our life where we're struggling with things, but I don't believe that she took her own life in any way, shape, or form. I do feel like there were some serious financial struggles that she was dealing with that she might have kept hidden. I feel like she had a lot on her plate. I feel like she could have been like a single parent or doing a lot of things on her own or feeling like she had to do them on her own, even if she had a support system. I feel like she had a lot of hyper independence. She's not giving me a whole lot past that. Let's see. So I do feel like it was an accident, not on purpose. Queen, is there any warning that I need? Let's see. So my spirit team has jokes, and I want to preface by saying that I'm never trying to insult anybody or anything, but my spirit guide says that you need to stay away from the riffraff, okay? There's a lot of shallowness in the dating pool, and they want you to be careful if you're out there in the dating world, because there's a lot of people that are catfishing, and they want you to be careful. So they said use common sense, value yourself, and make sure that you don't settle for less than what is your standard. Okay, really important. She was very independent. Yeah, that comes through really strong. I feel like she is a person who, she's not going to ask for help. Like, that's just not who she was. She's like, I got this. And she'll figure out a way to do things like whatever it is that she needed to get done. But I do think that that can also be a detriment for people. And so sometimes not asking for help can actually become a big problem. And so I feel like that kind of might have been an issue for her in her last leg of her life, was that she didn't always ask for help when it was needed. And so she could have felt like things kind of snowballed in her world as a result of that. You're so welcome. I don't try and rush mediumship stuff. So even though I say it's just a couple of minutes, we go until Spirit says we're done. That's how I roll. Because I know, like, especially if you're needing to make a connection with family and everything, especially this time of year when people's emotions are all over the place, I'm not going to rush them. If they're still giving me information, I give it to you. And I wait until there's like a good pause before they're not really showing me anything before I stop. So I hope that it helps. That's always the goal. What is it? Hold on. What's going on? When I'm alone, I feel something watching me or even touching me. Ooh. Okay. So there can definitely be otherworld entities that can make contact with you. Not all of them are bad. Some of them are actually like your guardian angels and things like that, your guides. And so it can be unnerving. I've seen a full-bodied apparition or a ghost in real life. And I was a teenager when it happened, and it scared the living stuffing out of me. So it can be really unsettling to see things like that. I used to see dark shadows in my room as a little kid. So I'd wake up and I'd have nightmares and things like that. And yes, they can touch you sometimes. Most of the time they don't. Most of the time they're not going to really interact with you like that. But they are able to do things like that. So if you are uncomfortable, if you don't want it doing things like that, you can protect your energy in lots of different ways. Crystals are pretty powerful for protection. You can bless your home. You can do an energy clearing, things like that. You can protect your energy just by verbalizing that you don't want any other world entity to touch you in a harmful way or in a scary way or anything like that, and tell them, that this is not okay. We're not good with that. So nothing's watching me. I don't know for sure if anything's actually watching you. A lot of times fear plays into things like that. So, you know, let's say you watch a lot of scary movies and things like that. Well, that's going to get your adrenaline pumping. It's going to make you a little more fearful than it would be if you're watching cartoons or something, right? So if you feel like there is a presence around you, I would suggest that you energetically clear your space, okay? Wherever it is that this is happening, if you're home or whatever. So you can do that with sound. I use like bells or a singing bowl, things like that. You can use incense. I don't typically recommend people use sage because it tends to invite things in as well as clear. So there's a lot more to it than all of that stuff. And yes, we can pull some cards. So you want to know if something's watching you. Let's see. Is there anything watching Keze? I don't know what your first name is. So let's see. Is there anything that's watching them in the spirit? I would say I don't think so. But what I do think is that there's like a lot of delays around you right now, or there has been for a long time. And so I actually think you're going to be moving within the next year. I feel like there's been a lot of things holding you back. I feel like there's been a lot of stress and overwhelm in your life. I feel like there's been a lot of burdens that have been weighing you down. And so like mentally a lot of stress. And it's really important that you are somebody who really gives back to yourself, right? So we need to trust our intuition. If your intuition is telling you that you're in danger, don't ignore that. Okay, that's really important. But is it fear that's talking when this is happening, or is it really something there? And only you're going to know that for sure. Okay. Your last card is the Six of Swords. This is all about forward progress and movement forward. So you're getting out of any sort of conflict or chaos, and you're moving to a peaceful, calmer place. Physically, you could be moving, okay? Houses, places that you live. You could be moving for a job, things like that. You could be going off to college or something, but there's going to be some physical movement. So whatever's going on in your environment, remember that you need to nurture the things you want to grow and trust your intuition, because there could be, not that there could be energy that's around you. So you could also be an empath. You could be sensitive to energy. You could be psychic. Everybody's psychic. You could be picking up on energy that's around. Not all of it is harmful. Most of it isn't. Most of it is just like, you know, passed on loved ones or your spirit guides, angels, things like that. And they're not there to harm you. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. So don't let your mind play any tricks on you or anything like that. What does that say? I'm a college student studying the lower ends of society. Do you have a moment to answer questions? That's an interesting topic. Sure, let's see what you got. Perhaps I can speak to the black man of the house. There is not one of those here, unfortunately for you. Okay, so let's see. So if you think tarot cards are a scam, why would you come in here and interact? You're allowed to have, you know, your own choice there and think whatever you want, but they're not a scam. Otherwise, people wouldn't be dabbling in them. Always, right? Always, Gisela. I didn't set it up for subscribers only, so that's my fault. But, you know, sometimes it's entertaining. Sometimes we get people in here that it's like, oh, okay. Other times it's like, why did I waste my time? Is what it is, right? C'est la vie. All right. Anybody else that wanted to do some cards, charms, or mini mediumship, speak now or forever hold your water? We've been live for an hour and a half already. Dang. See, it pays when people come in, because then it moves so much faster than when I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. All right. So we will see you guys next time. Again, there's 2 new podcast episodes that are going to air tomorrow and next Sunday. And then the new year, we'll have all new stuff coming for the podcast. Let's see what else would I have for announcements. There is a freebie up. So if you already got a free reading tonight, let some other people try and get some free stuff. It is open to all my subscribers, so if you guys want reading and you didn't get one tonight, go ahead and comment on that, and I'll reply with a video reading for you. I think that's it. I am leaving TikTok behind at the end of December. I've finally made up my mind. It's not growing. We're not going anywhere. Same thing, like I post the same videos over here and over there, and over here they're getting views, and over there I'm lucky if I get like 50 views a video. So it's just not worth the investment any longer. So as of December 31st, my New Year's resolution is to no longer post on TikTok because it's just not growing. So I might still death scroll over there, you know, doom scroll, silly things like that, but I'm not going to be posting content there any longer. So made up my mind. It took me long enough to finally decide, but that's what I'm doing. So just YouTube's going to have me for the duration. I'm not going to do any other social media. I don't really see the point. So solely on YouTube, that's where I'll be. But the good news with that is then I won't be spread so thin, and then I'm also going to be able to like do longer content because you guys seem to like those here lately, the longer videos. So we'll see what happens going forward, but either I'm throwing in the towel altogether on social media in the next like year, or hopefully something's going to come of it. That's where I'm at, because I'm frustrated with the lack of growth all over the board. So that's where I'm at. So we're going to start doing some lives just like this, where you guys can see me in real time, answer questions, show you that my skills are legit, things like that. So you can get to know me a little bit better over here, because I feel like I have a ton of new people and none of you guys know me. So I have to like come and introduce myself and say hi to all you guys. I think we've had like 20 new subscribers to the channel in the last week. So that's a pretty big deal for me. It's a little channel. So hi, I'm Jenna. So I do lives so I can get to know my community of people. That's why I do it, is to make the rounds and say hello and show you what I do if you haven't seen a bunch of videos or whatever. So this is what we do. So anyways, I'm gonna try. Through the holidays, through New Year's, I will try really hard, but you know, holidays are kind of busy and crazy. I think I really want to do one on like New Year's Eve. Yeah, we'll ring in the new year doing readings and stuff like that. So probably New Year's Eve. What day of the week does that fall on? A Thursday into a Friday. So it would be in a week and a half-ish on a Thursday is New Year's Eve. So New Year's Eve. That'll probably be the next one that you guys see me. Because I'm going to be a little busy over the next week or so with the holidays. And then once Christmas is over, things settle down for me. So it's much better. So probably New Year's Eve, we're going to do our next live. So should I put a post up? Should I tell people? No one reads those, by the way. I had a whole beautiful message typed out for you guys. Not one person liked it or interacted with it or anything. So I guess the post tab nobody reads. So should I just make a little quick video for announcements? Because I feel like people watch the shorts. They watch those. They interact with those videos, lives, but nobody acknowledges the tab post stuff exists. So I'm going to quit wasting my time on that because that's not going anywhere. So I'll just have to make a video announcement of things that are changing on the channel. So one of the big things you guys might notice is the daily card has not been a thing for most of this month. It's very time consuming. So I feel like as fun as that is for you guys to watch that quick little 15-second video, it takes me hours to record all of those and edit those. So that's why I did away with that. I'm posting less of the shorts over here and more actual content because I'm trying to hit my next milestone over here for the channel. So that's part of why that's changed. However, I may or may not throw some little shorts in here and there, but they're not helping me reach that next goal. So we're going to focus on regular longer content. So over 3 minutes plus for a video. Okay. So my goal is to reach people who actually want to sit and listen to the messages in their entirety, not a quick little, oh, there was a 15-second video and I'm done for the day. I really want to be able to showcase what I actually do, and I don't feel like those little 15-second daily card readings are doing that. So that is why I have not been posting those the last couple of weeks. The There are going to be like 5 videos up during the week for most of the weeks. The first of the month, you guys are always going to have like sign specific or element readings for that month ahead. And you're going to have your yearly readings for all 12 zodiac signs at the end of the month, starting on the 29th. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. We'll have new podcast episodes that are coming up. What else? I think that's it. And that I'm leaving TikTok. So all this stuff is going to start to be solely over here. So you guys have exclusive content. Nobody else will have it. I think that's kind of exciting. And let's see. Hello, hello. Good to see you. How about a singing bowl prayer for the new year? I would love that. Let me grab it. She's over here. Let me grab her. We have her. I should name her. She should have a name. I love the color. She's like this pretty aqua blue-green color. So supposedly it's actually made in Nepal. It says so on the tag, but I don't know. So singing bowls, absolutely love them. They help to clear energy. I use it to clean like my decks, my charms, the office, the house, myself. I do those things. So what if New Year's Eve, not only do we do singing bowl stuff, okay, so we can clear the energy for get out the yucky year that we're in into the good new year. What if we also write some manifestations on bay leaves? Because I have a bunch of those. You guys tell me what they are and we'll write them on a bay leaf and then I'll take them outside and I'll burn them safely. I have containers that I can do that in. What if we do something like that for New Year's Eve? I would love to do that. I haven't done that in a very long time, so I'll show you. Bay leaves are leaves, quite literally. I have a whole jar of them, and you know, they're about that big. So whatever it is that you want to like try and manifest, just remember it has to fit on that. So just try and like limit it to something simple. Or put it in simple terms so that it'll fit on there. But then each one that we do, we can clear the energy and we can bring something new in. I think that would be fun. I really do. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do that in addition to like our readings that we've been doing tonight. Tarot, mediumship, charms, all that stuff. Yeah, we did do that once. I want to say it was like 2 years ago. So it's been a hot minute. But that's something that we could totally do. So I do those. I haven't done it in a long time, manifestation wise, but it's fun. I'll get a marker, we'll write it on there. I'll show you the little leaf and then we'll burn them suckers. So maybe we'll do that for New Year's. Does that sound like fun? I think it sounds like fun. So if you guys have any other suggestions, drop a comment, you know, let me know. You can leave a comment in the live stream video box or whatever. And I will take them all into consideration for what we do for our New Year's live stream. Sounds like fun to me. So if you guys have any other suggestions in the meantime, comment on the video or whatever. And then I'll see you guys on New Year's Eve. Probably around the same time, like, I don't know, 8 to, I don't know, how many hours do we want to go live for? Maybe I'll go live later than I usually do because, you know, New Year's Eve, you're up till at least midnight. So maybe I won't start the live stream until like, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something. That gives us like 2 hours to fuck around and goof off and do all of our other stuff. And then we can start like maybe around midnight or whatever after we ring in the new year. Maybe we'll go and burn all of our stuff for our manifestations to come in. That sounds like fun, I think. So we'll plan on that. And if you guys have any other suggestions for a live for New Year's Eve, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you then. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Do a spirit box. Just let it go. Oh, that's funny. So I don't have a spirit box. I don't have one that like has the feedback or whatever. I could download an app to my phone, but then I'd have to be on the laptop in order to actually do the live stream for you guys. Those are the only 2 cameras that I have to use. But trying to think, how could I do that? Because like cemeteries around here close at dark. So they close at like 4:30 in the wintertime out here. So that's out. That's not an option. There's not really like a place nearby that would be safe to be out in the middle of the night, you know, to be doing things like that. So as much as I would love to, I don't actually have a spirit box. So that's probably not something that we can do. I would if I had one. But that would be fun. I want to get to this one place. So up by where my other kids live, there's a road near their house that's rumored to be really haunted. And Thanksgiving, we were actually going to go up there as a group and go do a ghost hunt and everything. And then everybody kind of was like, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to go. And it was super cold that night, so we opted not to. So I don't know. I have plans to go up there this next week. So maybe I'll see if my kids want to partake with their mom, but they'll probably say no. So maybe I'll just go by myself, do a real quick little short one, and see if I capture anything. Because I haven't been ghost hunting since I want to say Halloween. So it's been a little bit. Whatever you use when you go. So normally I use my little EMF meter, which lights up. It's the little stream of lights that they play with. And I have like a digital voice recorder that they can talk into, things like that. But I don't typically do things like that in my house because to my knowledge, nobody's died in here. But like cemeteries and stuff like that, or places where we know that people have passed away, you do tend to pick up energy. So that's why I typically take it out and go to like cemeteries and stuff like that. But we could try it in my backyard or something. We could see. I doubt that we're going to pick anything up, but you never know. So maybe that's what we'll do. When I take all the bay leaves out to go burn them, I'll take my equipment out and set it up on my back porch, and we'll see if we capture anything as I'm burning all the leaves. That is something that we could do, because I could do that in my own backyard and not worry about like weirdos harassing me in the middle of the night. So we'll try that. We'll set up some stuff. I could even download a ghost hunting spirit box or whatever on my cell phone, and we'll see if we pick anything up. We'll try that. No, you're talking. Yeah. They can come wherever you are. So like, it's not like they're limited to where they can go. So we could try it in the backyard. We'll see if we capture anything. My backyard's pretty dark at night, which is good because it's easier to see the lights light up when there's not a bunch of sunlight blocking all of it and things like that. So we'll see. Never know. Maybe we actually get something. I don't know. I've never tried it in my backyard. There are overhead power lines, so that is a factor. There's not a lot of like other electrical interference in my backyard. So if I go like dead center of my backyard away from the power line, I would think that it wouldn't interfere, but I don't know because I've never tried. So we'll test it. We'll see. And if it does, then we know, okay, it's just the power line, so it's fine. But we'll set it up and we'll try it. It only takes a few minutes to set up all the stuff, so we'll try that. Providing that it's not, snowing, because we need snow, but I don't think it's forecast to do any of that yet, so we'll see. So yeah, sounds like a good time. So, New Year's Eve, we'll shoot for like, I don't know. I have no idea what time. Let's just play it by ear, turn on your notifications so that you get notified when I do go live. And then come say, hey, we'll write down any sort of manifestations you guys want to bring in, cards, tarot, charms, mediumship, all that good stuff. And we'll set up the ghost hunting stuff and we'll see if we capture anything. And maybe we will. I don't know. I could even try and set it up in my garden. I have like a bench to sit on out there. Maybe I'll set up some of the stuff in the garden and we could sit out in the garden in the backyard where it's really dark and see if we catch anything. I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't at all. We won't know until we try. So I will see you guys New Year's Eve at some point. So have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.